This week we won't be covering
that weird bowling pin in space,
people show up to a beach,
a scared girl from Saudi Arabia,
upcoming food trends,
or the weather.
We will be covering
in the 1950s, two intrepid journalists disappeared in time. The world went by, forgetting them along the way. But now, Jessica Pratt and Wesley Newfarmer are back, bringing you all the news you need a few days after it actually happens. This is Breaking News, a recap.
Good evening, and welcome to the show where we break all the news stories you've already heard about. I'm your host, Wesley Newfarmer, and this is the plucky young girl who helps me out, Jessica Pratt.
While I should be offended by that comment, I'm kind of glad you used the word young, as opposed to what you called me earlier this week in our production meeting.
Well, I called you both an old broad and an aging hag. Which one do you mean?
On with the news.
We begin tonight with Colin O'Brady, who's become the first person to cross Antarctica alone and unassisted. The 33-year-old American man finished his trek across the coldest continent on Earth in just 53 days, timing it perfectly so that anyone with a New Year's resolution to get fit looks pretty sad and pathetic.
Turning now to the US, where President Trump declared he could keep a government shutdown going for months or even years, affecting the pay and livelihoods of close to 800,000 government workers. For more on why all of this was an issue, we bring you a brand new segment called Government Shutdown Breakdown.
President Trump wants to build a wall, although the Democrats don't agree at all. $5 billion is what he needs to ensure his stupid plan succeeds. Now because the prez isn't getting his way, thousands of workers can't get their pay. Call it a tantrum or a hissy fit, there's only one to blame and it's that piece of shit.
Thank you, Jessica, for that in-depth report. In breaking news, the Hensons, a family in Georgia, returned home from vacation to find their locks had been changed and a stranger living in their home. Nathaniel Knuckles, the 26-year-old who claimed to be the new owner, had been using the family's possessions, eating their food, and making the home his. In his defense, he is a millennial.
In more crazy politician news, Australian Independent Senator Fraser Anning has been condemned by the Prime Minister for attending a far-right rally in Melbourne. While a number of protesters roamed around giving the Nazi salute, Anning claims the event was not a racist rally, but was attended by decent Australians. He also said he's not a racist, but wouldn't mind banning all Muslims and Sudanese from entering the country.
Well, it's a new year, and with it comes the annual predictions from people who have no idea what they're talking about. Jessica, would you like to start us off for 2019?
Thanks, Wesley. This year I predict that weather patterns will become more unstable and humans will be shocked by it. I also predict that the cost of living will grow significantly higher than wages, and health and education will once again not receive the adequate funding it deserves.
As for me, I think the Patriots will take it out.
Take what out?
The Super Bowl. That's what we're talking about. Jessica, you really have to pay attention during production meetings.
Wesley, we said we would predict something affecting all people. Big headline news.
Oh, well, in that case, I think Rami Malek will win the Golden Globe for his portrayal of Freddie Mercury.
You mean the Oscar?
Oh no, he won't win that. Just the Golden Globe. You heard it here first.
But that actually happened. The Golden Globes have already occurred and he won.
Ha! Look at that! I'm like the next Nostradamus, or better yet, Albus Dumbledore. Well, that's all the time we have and all the news there is. If you liked our show, please share amongst your friends. If you didn't, maybe this will help.
I was working. It was a Saturday. I'd much rather have been with my family, but I thought it was important to go down there and represent the people who elected me.
Tune in next time for more breaking news, a week or so after it actually happens. Did you like the movie Queen, Wesley?